In this video, I want to talk about nothing less than the future of art on YouTube. I debated for weeks whether I should or shouldn't make this video because I don't want to make a video that sounds like I'm just complaining or ranting.
But that's what you're doing. You're just complaining and ranting because you're not getting the views, or people aren't getting the views that they think they should be getting on YouTube. And a lot of people think that way, which I'm shocked because your videos seem to get a lot of views. But you are at your core complaining and ranting. And this time I can't even just put this on artists. A lot of people do this when they think their videos aren't getting the views they should be getting. So they make one of these delusional videos about how YouTube hates them as opposed to changing the content to things people actually want to see.
But after months of observing and analyzing, I have come to the unsettling conclusion that YouTube basically must hate artists, or at the very least doesn't care about them.
As a platform? No! Who are you? YouTube couldn't care less about you or me or any. No, YouTube serves up things people want to see. And if they're not seeing your videos, that's because they don't want to see what you're doing. Make something that people want to see. And I know that you know this because you talk about it later in the video. So if you're talking about YouTube as a company, you're probably right. But the thing that's affecting you and me and many other people is the YouTube audience, not the people at the top. They don't care about any of it, technically. And you're right, they do actually prefer, mainstream content. But most people on YouTube don't really. So there's that.
And even more alarmingly is actively replacing and suppressing traditional art on the platform.
Okay, here's where you go into conspiracy theory. YouTube has not one vested interest in replacing traditional art content. Not one. You can't argue honestly and successfully why YouTube would want to do that. Because if YouTube is replacing the content, it's because people aren't watching it, which means people are replacing the content, not YouTube. And a lot of the art videos that I see do well are art commentary videos, not just art videos. Or the artist is already very famous, like Jim Lee, who does indeed get big numbers on process videos, or they started doing this a long time ago and built up an audience over time, and that audience stuck with them. And at the end of the day, yeah, YouTube is going to promote their videos, but they're not going to go out of their way to suppress yours.
So this is something that is affecting me. I know, even without having talked to anybody about it, that it's also affecting my fellow artists here on YouTube, and it's also affecting you.
It's affecting the artists people don't want to see, which is a lot of us. And you acknowledge that you didn't talk to anybody. You should have talked to somebody.
So over the past few months, I've been noticing a trend. Regular art content, so drawing, painting, sculpting, are getting lower and lower views. The same videos that used to reach hundreds of thousands of people are now reaching a few thousand at best. Views are down, revenue is down, and while one might think that this could be due to people just not being interested in art anymore, which already sounds crazy when you say it, there's actually some good evidence that there's something else going on here.
Yeah, those artists aren't good with their titles and thumbnails.
And that this is the direct result of YouTube actively suppressing art, their favoritism, and that they ultimately don't give a shit about artists and creators. It's such a big and complex topic that it's really hard for me to know where to begin, so I guess I'll just start by showing you something. You probably have a clear idea of what you can expect if you look for some cooking content on YouTube. And the same is probably true for working out or photography, but let me show you what you find on YouTube when you look for art content. These are the most viewed quote-unquote art videos from the past months. Apart from the fact that these are almost all short videos, I think, without offending anyone, we can all agree that this is not exactly what you would expect if you think about art. And it makes you wonder, where are all the videos of my fellow incredibly talented artists here on YouTube? And there are some phenomenally talented artists here. Where are all the paintings, all the sculptures, all the manga, all the illustrations?
What are you talking about? Who does that? Oh my God, nobody does that. Nobody just goes and types in art. That's not a thing. It's a search engine. You type in things you're looking for. And I can't believe he doesn't know this. He's creating a rage bait video to get views while complaining about not getting views. A lot of YouTubers do this. They have this grand conspiracy about how YouTube is suppressing this or that. So let's check it out. Instead of typing in something crazy random like art, I typed in drawing my manga, something very specific. And look what I got. A ton of videos specifically about drawing manga. It's crazy how much stuff is on YouTube about drawing manga. Let's try how to draw comics. Let's do that. Again, ton of stuff specifically about drawing comics. A lot of it is traditional, a lot of it is digital, but it's here. It's right here. Let's try something different. How to get started painting. Now, do you think YouTube is going to suppress these painting videos, that they just have something out for painters? Let's find out what happens. You're getting a lot of videos about painting, drawing, and art in general. All the stuff that's supposed to be suppressed. You can even get more specific by putting quotations around the thing that you type, and YouTube will find things that have that specific title or things close to that title. And you know how I know this? Because I've been watching these videos. You see the red line under some of these videos? I've been watching this stuff consistently.
Well, the problem is you won't find them, because they are buried under the insane amount of junk content that is dumped on YouTube with the same label of art.
Again, that's not true. We just saw YouTube will give you what you ask for. You have to ask for it. Imagine having a lover that will do whatever you want, but instead of asking for specific things, you ask for general things. And then you complain about how they never do anything for you.
And these videos have millions upon millions of views. Not because they're a great example of art or because they're good, but because these videos are incredibly good at exploiting basic human psychology and behavior and tricking people into clicking and watching them.
Tell me you don't understand the algorithm without telling me you don't understand the algorithm. There's a lot of kids on YouTube who click on those videos, and those videos are interesting and entertaining to them. They're kids. Yeah. Shocking. Kids content. It's a billion-dollar industry on YouTube. That's why people do it. They're kids. They watch that type of stuff. I'm going to solve your problem. Make some brightly colored kid content with a lot of booms, bangs, and zaps. Keep them interested while you draw, and you will get millions of views, just like they do. But I will say this. YouTube has even acknowledged that they kind of shot themselves in the foot with the shorts content, because you bring that short attention span crowd over to what's essentially a long form content platform. And that does actually mess up the algorithm, so I'll give you that. But there's still a lot of art in YouTube Shorts, and I'm talking actual art content where people are painting, they're drawing, they're using those alcohol markers. Now, I will acknowledge that it annoys me that YouTube shows me short content when I'm searching for videos, and even when I specify that I want videos, it will show me short content. And I'm probably one of the biggest shorts haters around. But even in those shorts, it still gives me the things I'm looking for. So it's hard for me to look at this video and take it seriously when I know for a fact that the stuff it's saying doesn't make sense.
And YouTube doesn't give a shit if they're actually good or actually what they pretend to be. That is art content. They only care about the short-term goal of generating clicks and views, and they couldn't care less about where those come from.
Again, not how things work. YouTube works on an algorithm. Whatever you watch, YouTube says, oh, you like that? Well, I'm going to give you more of that. And it tries to give you more of exactly what you're watching. So if you're getting a bunch of these kind of videos, that's because you keep watching or interacting with those kinds of videos. Even if you got one and you left a negative comment on it, YouTube goes, well, he interacts with those kinds of videos, we'll give him more.
But here's the problem. Every artist on YouTube, every painter, every sculptor, every comic artist, illustrator, etc. now has to directly compete with these kinds of videos. And that's essentially impossible.
It is not, and it's not something that you have to do. If you're doing art videos, you only have to compete with the art videos that are the type of art that you're trying to do. And many times you're not even competing, because many times people are watching your video and the other video if it's a good video about the thing they want to see. If I watch my Manga life, it doesn't mean that I won't watch with Manga videos. I even watch videos about creating webtoons and obviously comic books. I watch all that stuff. And it's given to me because I asked for it. Now, I wouldn't watch your videos because you're a fine artist and I'm not really interested in fine art. If you were making comic books, I'd probably check out your videos. Ironically, I checked out this video because of the title and thumbnail.
While you spend hours or weeks creating a work of art and documenting the process, thousands, if not tens of thousands of these videos are being dumped on YouTube every week. And what actually ends up happening, and has been happening, is that these types of videos slowly but surely start replacing regular traditional art content.
I can't stress anymore how untrue this is. YouTube is not going to force anyone to watch your or my or anybody's art content. People watch what they want to watch.
So if you want to compete with the overwhelming amount of art-related content, junk content and mainstream content that precisely caters to what YouTube can't seem to get enough of, you have to play the same game. The game of clicks, of hyperbole, of targeting kids, of deception even, or of making shorter and shorter videos for people with less and less attention spans. It's not a coincidence that you don't see Jazza sit down and just draw anymore. Or just paint and have a chat with us. I would love to see that. It's not because he wouldn't like to do it. I'm pretty confident that he would love to do that every now and then. But he can't. Because those kinds of videos wouldn't get the same views as his other more, for lack of a better word, flashy content.
No, Jazza probably could do that. He's one of the big artists who could literally do that. The thing is, he knows that he could get more views, therefore more money, doing the other style of video. And that's why he does it. It's not like he won't get any views. He gets more views from doing the other thing. And Jazza has a staff and he has people he has to pay. So yeah, he likes to make a lot of money so he could pay him and his staff. That's how business works. And I'm so fucking tired of teaching artists about fucking business. If you don't want to do this as a business, don't do it. That's the only option that's the only thing I can say about it. If you don't want to do it as a business, you don't want to compete, find some other business. Put the fries in the basket, get into healthcare, become a nurse, become something else. But if this is not the thing you want to do, when, mind you, being in the art business is probably easier than ever before, then maybe you just should do something else. Maybe art's not good enough to compete. Maybe you're just not good enough at content creation to compete. Maybe you should just go sell paintings to rich people. That's what a lot of people would prefer to do. I mean, it's a quick way to make money. The reality is, you want to make money, sell things to rich people. But other than that, I got nothing for you. You're sitting here bitching about having to compete in a competitive market. What are we doing right now? You're not even competing against what you claim you're competing against. You're competing against something completely different that says to me you don't even know your market. But Listen, I'm going to put his video in the description. You can watch the whole thing. A lot of it is still based around this conspiracy that YouTube is suppressing content. Again, this is a person that doesn't know how the algorithm works, or maybe he does, wink wink. And so, yeah. But real quick though, before we go, let's take a peek at his channel. Now, looking at this guy's numbers, 71K, 25K, 32K, 41K, I want these kind of numbers. If this isn't full-time YouTuber numbers, if nothing else, he's got a damn good side gig going. Nothing about this guy's channel says he's being suppressed. He's got a video down there with 200,000 views. Can I get those numbers? Can I get his numbers? I certainly won't be on YouTube making up conspiracy theories about why I'm being suppressed by the algorithm that's literally there to cater to people who want to see specific things. And typically, if people aren't watching your stuff, it's because they don't want to. It's because either your thumbnail, your title, whatever it is, isn't getting them to watch, and then not keeping them. And again, you got to remember, there's a lot of, short attention span people on YouTube now because of shorts. I get it. A lot of other people get it. People come and watch your videos for literally about 1 or 2 minutes, and they see it's like a long form content video. They make their mind up and they're out. That's what happens. That's it. Even if you're doing art commentary, they're not sticking around for the whole video. I've been talking to artists myself saying, hey, why don't you do some long form videos? A lot of artists do just what you see me doing. They do a video and they speed it up. And these are some really good artists doing some really good comic pages, really good manga pages. I say, hey, are you going to do some long form content? They say, well, I'll think about it. But a lot of people don't want to sit through an hour or 2 hour long video. I mean, I've sat through like five-hour Jim Lee videos, just Jim Lee drawing a Superman page. But they're right. A lot of people don't want to do that. So, maybe there's an option. You do the long form video and then maybe you go in and, you do a speed paint version and put some commentary over it or something like that. That's the kind of thing I do. So at the end of the day, you're not being suppressed. You just have to do content people want to see. You have to know your audience. The audience for long form videos are usually people who are doing the type of thing you're doing. People who want to see long form videos of comic book art are usually either comic book fans or they themselves are comic book artists. So those are things you have to consider. Other than that, you guys take it easy. Again, his video is in the description, or I might actually do a pinned comment. Go check it out. Don't send hate to anybody's channel. You guys aren't stupid. You know better. Hasta.
Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind.